Colour shift can kill shelf impact, because when your brand colour looks flat, dull, or just slightly off, shoppers notice, even if they don't know why. That's why in packaging, colour isn't a guess. It's measured, controlled, reproducible. And that control starts with numbers. So, how do we control it? We start with a colour globe, a 3D map called CIE Lab. Every colour in the world lives somewhere within this globe and has its own coordinate, a pin on a map. This position is defined by 3 axes, the L for light to dark, A for green to red, and B for yellow to blue. Each colour sits at a unique point where these 3 axes meet, a precise set of coordinates that tell us exactly where that colour lives. That's what makes CIE Lab such a powerful way to describe colour with real precision. For every brand, we start with the target colour, the exact shade that defines that brand's identity. That target might come from a Pantone reference, a digital master, or a proven press sample. Then we measure that with a spectrophotometer to get those 3 magic numbers, L, A, and B. That point in the globe becomes the official brand colour, and our job on press is to hit that colour as close as possible. Not close enough by eye, but measured and verified. That's where Delta E comes in. Delta E is the distance between 2 colours inside that 3D globe, the brand target and the printed result. The smaller the delta E, the better the match. For many strong, saturated colours, a delta E under 2 is effectively invisible in normal viewing. And even around a 3 may be hard to spot unless you're comparing side by side. But with very light or delicate pastel shades, the eye is much more sensitive. So even a delta E of 1 or 1.5 can make the colour feel a little dusty, dirty, or just not quite right. That's why every brand sets tolerances differently. A bold red or blue might comfortably live within a slightly higher delta E, while a soft pastel might need a much tighter target. Sometimes this can be well under 1, for it to look exactly on brand. On press, we don't just trust our eyes, we measure. We take a reading from the colour bar or a solid patch of ink, and the spectrophotometer gives us the LAB values. And it also calculates that delta E instantly. If that delta E is sitting nicely within tolerance, perfect, everyone's happy. That's what turns colour control from a judgment call into a science. It's objective, consistent, and fully backed by data. Regular checking throughout the job and good document control mean that your colour is precise in the run and repeatable in the future. But here's the thing, numbers don't tell the full story. Press conditions also matter. High ink viscosity or substrate texture can gently nudge the colours away from what you sometimes expect. Sometimes you'll get a delta E under 2 that looks perfectly innocent on paper, but under real lighting, on real materials, it just feels a bit off. That's because it's never just about chasing a number. It's about what your customer actually sees on the shelf and how that consistency protects your brand equity. So, the next time you pick up a pack and the colour looks perfect, remember, that accuracy didn't happen by chance. It's the result of clear targets, careful measurement, and Delta E doing their job quietly behind the scenes. At Label Appeal, that's exactly what we do. Hit the right colour, job after job. We take it from about right to spot on every single time. So if you want print experts who'll keep your brand colours safe, consistent, and looking their very best, get in touch with us.